Hi, I'm Karen Darko here with Daphne Mintz. We're going to walk you through our project for HCI 590, Visual Design and User Study. Our project is a deeper study of the project Daphne completed for her HCI capstone course at Iowa State University. Her capstone project was a relationship-building application that creates rich shared experiences based on the age-old tradition of reading a storybook to a young child, even while apart. From a touchscreen interface, such as an iPad or digital tablet, users select an ebook, record their voice reading the book, along with all the personal commentary that makes reading together a close experience. They save the recording as a personalized audiobook and then send it to a child through a private family network. They can send it right away or schedule it to arrive on a special day. When the child launches the application, the personalized audiobook is waiting on his or her virtual bookshelf. When the child listens to the audiobook, the sender receives a thank you note. Daphne's capstone project aimed to solve relationship-building challenges posed by geographic and other distances. Geographical distance makes building close personal relationships a challenge. Conversational topics can be difficult to come up with when you don't see someone often and are not involved in their day-to-day life. This can be especially challenging with young children who are just learning the art of conversation. Geographical distance also introduces the additional problem of being in different time zones. Phone calls and video calls are good for hearing each other's voices and relating memory moments, but the time zone issue can render this solution impractical. Now consider trying to bond with a small child. Common forms of social media, such as Facebook, are designed for people who can read and write. As this high-fidelity mock-up of Daphne's capstone shows, the capstone prototype focused on providing users with a bookstore from which they could create a family library. Findings from the user evaluation show that users most enjoyed the personalization aspect of the application. Key areas for improvement were to simplify the record a story workflow, add a wish list feature, design the delivery feature, and enhance the send thank you note with an option to record a personal message. For our HCI 590 project, we performed more in-depth research on competitors and potential partners. We also began the initial exploration for determining a brand and designing a logo. We created a new prototype based on the findings from the capstone evaluation, our enhanced vision of our product, and additional research from the HCI 590 project. We then conducted a usability study of our 590 project to assess our new prototype. We'll take turns as we share this information with you.
To find our place in the market, we conducted research to find out who our competitors are and who we might be able to partner with. Among the competitors researched, A Story Before Bed is the single head-to-head competitor we found that supports personalized audiobooks and provides the closest experience to the one we seek to provide. Founded in 2009, A Story Before Bed is an online service that can be accessed via iPad, iPhone, Mac, or PC. A Story Before Bed enables users to record videos of themselves reading children's books. The books can be played and replayed back as often as they like. Consumers can sign up for either a month-to-month subscription for $9.99 per month or a lifetime subscription of $99. We discovered, however, that some books incur additional charges. The niche advantages that our design offers and A Story Before Bed does not include: our app is managed in a private family network. Login is not required for members of the network except the account holder who manages payment and configuration. Our cost model is simpler in that it allows any book to be recorded without additional charges. Only the account holder sees the billing information. Also, our app supports a reciprocal experience. One user records a story, any member in the private family network can listen and send the recorder a thank you note. Very likely we will want to partner with an ebook vendor such as Barnes & Noble. However, if we decide to develop the application ourselves, we discovered that many free children's ebooks are available on the internet. Some sites monitor Amazon to detect when free ebooks become available, and many of these support feeds, which would support a dynamically, automatically updated bevy of books. Combing through sites for potential ebook resources was actually overwhelming. A single, regularly maintained site provided links to over 150 sites that support free ebooks for children. Also, the ebook vendor does not need to support audiobooks, as our product will be creating audiobooks from the ebooks. As a cloud service or e-commerce application where the primary users are children, the application must be set up and managed by a parent or legal guardian before stories can be shared from one user with another. All user profiles, including those of the family circle members, will need to be created by the parent in order to create a secure network accessible only by members in the private family network. Potential partners currently supporting private family networks include Bloom Closer, GrandPad, and SquareHub. These services remove technical barriers as they never ask about confusing passwords, updates, or login credentials. In addition to being partners in the private family network space, Bloom Closer and GrandPad are potential partners for hosting our application, as they already support voice recording and a video player. Bloom is a service that has recently launched, but products are not yet shipping. The Bloom solution may be the perfect host for our application. GrandPad is a digital tablet designed specifically to be easy for use by seniors over 75 years old. The look and feel of the GrandPad UI is compatible with our design approach.
After learning about the competitors and partners, we began work on a brand and logo for our project. We started by brainstorming for product names. We sent a Qualtrics survey to family and friends asking them to select from our top 4 names: Dog Ears, Smack Tag, Storyport, and Tell a Story. Of the 4, the favorite was a tie between Tell a Story and Dog Ears. We brainstormed on tagline ideas for the product names, looking for a short phrase that communicated connection and family. Our ideas were reading together while apart, connecting families, making memories, read a story, send some love, shortened to send some love, and bringing love by the book. Because we later learned that the name Tell a Story is already being used by an iPhone app, we selected the survey tie, Dog Ears, and our own personal favorite, Smack Tag, to develop the brand and a logo. We started sketching ideas for Smack Tag and Dog Ears, and continued playing around with different concepts. We also explored different typefaces. We needed a typeface that was clear and legible when reading UI instructions online, and another typeface that was also legible but could be used more decoratively, something that suggested fun and playfulness. We explored blue, green, and orange as color possibilities. According to some color theorists, blue calls to mind dependability, trustworthiness, sincerity, and security. Green calls to mind freshness, growth, renewal, and safeness. Orange is perceived as vibrant, energetic, fun, friendly, and inviting. We also explored the concept of using spot color for dog ears. This concept applies a spot of color where you want users to focus to create a deliberate impact. Using our color and typeface explorations, we started trying out logo concepts for dog ears and Smack Tag. After experimenting with many designs and trying the designs out to test for color blindness, we narrowed down selections to 2 concepts for each name. We felt these designs best exemplify the characteristics we want our product to convey to users: connection, fun, and simplicity. After evaluating both logos, we decided that the Smack Tag logo best communicates the goals of our product. We like the modern design and believe it will appeal to the sandwich generation, who are our target buyers. Additionally, should we decide to use one of the other product names we considered earlier, such as Storyport or even Tell a Story, this logo can easily be used with those names and still communicate the product goals. We completed our brand and logo with variations, and by selecting the typeface Noteworthy as a decorative typeface and Verdana to be used for the primary text in our UI. With brand and logo decisions completed, we moved forward using the Smack Tag logo and branding in our design prototype.
Next, we started redesigning the prototype with the Smack Tag branding and logo. Based on user feedback during the capstone evaluations, we knew the users were more interested in the family photo album aspect of the homepage than they were in a trip to the bookstore concept. As for task flows, before searching for a book to record, users preferred to see books that had already been recorded for a child. Then they wanted to see a list of books that they were confident would be of interest to the child. Our takeaway from this feedback was basically the primary use cases of listening and recording both start with selecting a child. We removed the bookstore image, which opened up a tremendous amount of space for the family photos. The resulting homepage is less cluttered, images types are consistent, and actions are limited. Choose yourself or choose someone else. The task flow to record stories has been simplified by supporting recording in a continuous flow. Previously, users were required to record one page at a time so they could listen to a page and edit it if they so desired, before proceeding to the next page. Though users in early interviews conducted during the concept phase requested an edit feature, once they had hands on the prototype, they felt editing was unnecessary and only caused confusion. They expressed that things like sneezes, dogs barking, or stammers added charm and increased the personalization experience. They wanted to keep the pause button in case the doorbell rang, but editing could go. They also thought it would be a good idea to encourage users to send their recordings without listening to them first. The current design has two control buttons for recording: a start and pause recording toggle button and a next page button. To abandon the flow, users can click the child's icon to return to the child's library, or click the logo to return to the home page. We also added labels to the recording buttons. As the users pointed out, recorders can read. To make choosing books easier, we added support for a wish list. This view is filtered to show only books that have not been recorded for this child, those that are age appropriate or match the child's interest, and those that have been added to the child's wish list. The prototype does not include the scrolling or carousel functions that will be available in the released product. Books are added or removed from the wish list by drag and drop. We were able to add the initial design of deliver recording and send thanks use cases in the prototype during this course. After recording is stopped, the user is presented with his image that will be displayed when the child listens to the recording. When the user clicks the delivery buttons, a confirmation pop-up appears. After listening to a recorded story, the user clicks the Send Thanks control. A pop-up window appears for the user to record a short message, then send the message to the recorder's page.
Having revised the prototype to include enhancements from the capstone evaluation and SmackTag branding, we tested the new prototype with participants. We conducted in-person evaluations with 3 participants whose profile matched the grandparent profile. We conducted one evaluation using Skype with a participant whose profile matched the parent profile. We're scheduled to test with independent child users after our coursework is complete. During each evaluation, we observed as each user performed the steps for each task and gave real-time feedback using the Think Aloud approach. We then held a discussion and a post-test debrief where participants provided additional feedback. After the tasks and debriefing were complete, all participants completed a standard system usability scale survey anonymously using Qualtrics. We used the Write plus Krug method as described by Jennifer McGinn and Anna Ramirez Chang in an article published in the Journal of Usability Studies. Their approach combines the benefits of the rapid iterative test and evaluation method known as the Write method to test often and adjust frequently with 2 key tenets of the Krug method: test early and use tests that can be performed quickly. We'll start by examining the key findings learned from Think Aloud comments. Based on feedback from the capstone evaluation, we decided to create a homepage design that makes family and personalization prominent. We were eager to see how users would react to this design when asked to find a book to record, especially since the SmackTag homepage does not visually represent a library or bookshelf. Participants were instructed to pretend that the family shown on the SmackTag homepage is their own family. Although users' first impulse when asked to find a book to record for your grandson was to look for a library, they quickly regrouped and clicked on an image that they perceived to be the grandson in this imaginary family. We were pleased to learn that users were not confused by the fact that the homepage does not show a library or a shelf of books. In fact, later during the debriefing session, many participants told us what they most liked about the prototype was its personalization and family images. From Think Aloud utterances, we learned that test participants were able to discern that the books with family images have been listened to, but the book with the envelope icon is a new book that has not been listened to. 2 participants commented that they liked the envelope with a heart icon. When presented with a page to send the story that had just been recorded to the pretend grandchild, our first participant was confused by the heart icon and delivered a story message, as she was not sure that they afforded clicking. To address this, we created a Deliver Story button for use with the remaining test participants. This page elicited conflicting data. 3 participants correctly used drag and drop to move books from the smack tag library on the left to the child's wish list on the right. However, one participant commented that drag and drop is not intuitive, especially when using a tablet device. To address this, we will add a button labeled Add a Wish List to the Details pop-up window, so users have the option of using drag and drop, or they can use the Add to Wish List button to move books from the smack tag library to the child's wish list. Another key finding is that users found the print in the storybook hard to read. We'll be exploring ways to make it easy for users to enlarge the text when needed. After participants completed the user evaluation, we asked each of them 4 questions in a post-test debriefing session. When asking participants what they liked most about their experience, answers reinforced the capstone finding that personalization and family were important. Other participants commented on the application's power to connect families and contribute to a child's development. Another participant who had participated in the capstone evaluation emphasized the fact that she really liked the minimal design. We were pleased to learn that our final participant was charmed by the way the application delivered recordings and sent thanks to the recorders. When asked what they found most frustrating, half of the participants, 2 out of 4, stated that nothing frustrated them or stood out as difficult, although the text in the book was difficult to read because it was too small. Of the remaining 2 participants, one was frustrated because the deliver message did not afford clicking. The other participant was frustrated because she couldn't easily go back to the child's library and instead was routed to the home page when completing recording and listening tasks. When asked for one word to describe their experience, the answers were, for the most part, positive. When given an open-ended question eliciting general feedback, we received different suggestions for further enhancements. Scores from the SUS survey ranged from a low score of 72.5 to a high score of 100. The average for all participants is 90, which according to Jeff Sorrow is regarded as high and within the top 10% of scores. Now I'd like to review key changes we made using the Rapid Iterative Test and Evaluation, or RITE method, to test often and adjust frequently. One key change was that the storybook greeting shown on the left appeared to our first participant to be a form for entering text. So we replaced the greeting with instructional text, and a sample script is shown on the right. Our first participant was also confused by the image representing the recorder in the upper right corner. To address this, we replaced the photo with a placeholder image so that subsequent testers would not be confused. Although the RITE method helped us improve our application by obtaining frequent feedback to implement continuous improvements, we realized that the standard approaches to quantifying and analyzing data may be less valid because our users did not test the exact same version of the prototype. However, the RITE method identified many improvements that we have incorporated in our prototype. These improvements are detailed in our evaluation report.
In closing, we'd like to highlight items we found to be insightful. The Write plus Krug method is an efficient way to move the design forward quickly and then verify the revised design. The Think Aloud protocol is also very effective at understanding what users find useful or confusing. The SUS provides overall quantitative data. The success of our head-to-head competitor, A Story Before Bed, is a positive discovery. They have proven that the problem we are seeking to solve has an attentive market. We have identified potential partners for the hardest challenge to our approach, the private family network. We have a geographical logo image that conveys our product themes and can work with a variety of brand names. We need to continue exploring brand names. Our new prototype is significantly easier to use. Users love the personalization that our application provides. This is a key differentiator. We need to highlight it going forward. The SMAG message delights users. We need to use these kinds of messages where appropriate to enhance user satisfaction. Minimal design increases ease of use. We need to continue with minimal design as we add features. Here we have our references that we cited in this presentation. On behalf of Karen and myself, we want to thank you so much for reviewing our presentation and for being part of this journey.